Hello, peasants. Welcome to my royal writing group. I see you all received my invitation. You're welcome, by the way. I thought we all might enjoy this lovely view from my study as we await my charming Fiona's return, which I'm sure will happen any day now. I have to admit, I've gotten pretty bored in my time waiting. So I was thinking, would you all want to play a game today while we write? How do we feel? Gotta let me know what you're thinking. Y'all down for a game? Peasants? This will be your one chance in your miserable lives to ever play a royally sanctioned game. So you might want to take it, just saying. All right. All right. Allow me to explain then. All right. This here is Gingy. Strike that. Was Gingy. You see, I had to take Gingy apart. Interrogations and such, things you peasants wouldn't understand. But I thought, you know what? These peasants might enjoy putting Gingy back together. So, this I will do for you, my people. All right? But we got to make it interesting. So here's what we'll do. After each sprint, you will submit your favorite line to me in the chat. And if it meets my royal standards, I will give Gingy a piece of adornment back for each one that does. Does that sound like a plan, everybody? Let me know if it works for you. My lord. Yes, you may refer to me as my lord for the next 2 hours. Thank you very much. I appreciate that people do know my title. It has not gone unnoticed. Thank you, Heather, for the lovely comment. Yes, Gingy. Listen, Gingy had secrets. Can't keep secrets from me, my friend. Yeah, he lost those gumdrop buttons. He knows the Muffin Man. He knows the Muffin Man. I was trying to figure it out. He gave it up in the end. Okay. Good plan. All right. Sounds good. Okay. I await your return very eagerly, Margot. All right. That being said, I am eager to hear those last lines. So I figure let's go ahead and jump right in, shall we? We over here in the Royal Writing Group are going to do exclusively 25-minute sprints. Okay? So we shall do 3 25-minute sprints. I wish you all the best of luck. For Gingy's sake, I hope you all come back with some killer last lines. And let's begin, shall we? All right. I hope you all have some last lines prepared for me. I'm going to go ahead and take us over to Gingy. I'm sorry, I apologize. I know the site can be a bit much for some of you that aren't used to torture. But a king must do what a king must do for his people. All right. Whenever you are ready, if anybody has a sentence to share. Or sorry, fave line. Fave line so far. Apologies. Fave line so far. Let's see. Beth sent one in. Beth said, I can't keep doing this. I gently sobbed. The admission feeling like a death sentence for something precious. I can't keep watching you destroy yourself and pretending it doesn't destroy me too. Okay. Yes. Let's see. We shall give Gingy an eyebrow for that one. Well done, Beth. Well done. Ian, maybe we are cut from the same cloth. Because I prefer the chop as well. Yes, a very sad line. Very sad line from Beth. Yes. Does anyone else have a last line to share? Remember, if you share a line, or a favorite line, last line, they may be one and the same. Should you share it and I enjoy it, we will give Gingy some icing back, some excitement back in his life, shall you say. Okay, this one's from Annie. Annie says, like the clock struck during the rise of important hours, the bell followed its path, marking the beginning of the day. Yes. I think that one deserves the right eyebrow. Does anyone else have a last line? Or a favorite line? We do have some time here. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Beth. I appreciate the proper use of my title. Okay. Saoirse ate dinner, did some self-publishing research. Yes, well deserved, Annie. I did find it quite the beautiful sentence. Okay. Search high and low, peasants, because I will accept nothing short of greatness. Yes. We have one from Miley. Your sanctum is but the burrow of a worm, and I do not take kindly to thieving worms, be they sniveling human or sneering fey. Do not make the mistake of thinking I take pleasure in returning to these stinking heights. My pleasure will come when I have my heart and my recompense. Will you stand in my way? She holds her hand out, waiting. The fairy lifts her chin and glowers. This worm will not cower before a bird stripped of its wings. Now, Miley, I must admit, you gave me several great sentences there, and I do so enjoy when someone surpasses my expectations. This is hard to do. So, I would say we are going to give that one. You know what? We're going to give that one, since it was 3 parts, we shall give Gingy 3 parts. A left eye, right eye, and his mouth. Well deserved, Miley, I must admit. It pains me to put him back together, but it is well deserved. What can I say? The gumdrops, you know, the gumdrops are still to come. We'll see if anyone earns him the gumdrops back. You know, you got to send me some lines that are royal, you know, royally brilliant. Okay. We have another line from Christina here. Or I think this is Christina's first line. Apologies. Okay. The minute the outsiders are gone, Kentaro squares himself to me. A guard flanks me to my left and Lanira to my right. My eyes widen at them. Are they actually concerned that the chieftain would harm the empress? Ah, see, and I believe this might be from Christina's vampire project that I have heard about. I will say, the gossip, the scuttlebutt, has reached my royal ears. It has reached the palace. So, again, since it's 2 parts, I think we'll give Gingy 2 parts as well. Well done, Christina. Let's see. We shall give him his cufflinks. Yes, yes. That will do nicely. Yes, the gumdrops will come, Beth. They will, their time will come. Yes, yes. Ah, Ari, a friend of the royal family, here in the chat. Tis an honor. Tis an honor. Truly. Yes, very, very good stuff. Very good stuff so far. All right. Now, I think we should go into another sprint, as I do have other royal affairs to attend after this live stream I'm doing out of the goodness of my heart for you peasants. Yes, yes. This will do nicely. Let's go into another sprint. Ah. I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Ari. I'm certainly enjoying it. I don't know what you all mean by staying in character, but I appreciate the compliment nonetheless. Ah, you're very welcome, peasant. You're very, very welcome. I do so appreciate that my royal subjects have joined me in this writing quest that I'm on. Yes, I don't know who this Evelyn is. I'm overlooking this because you are peasants. I'm sure the education system in Duloc could use some work. I'm giving you all some grace in that department. If you need to call me Evelyn for now, I'll allow it. But I do prefer to go by my lord, which Beth has been doing a wonderful job with. Yes. I appreciate that you acknowledge this and accept this, Ari. This is a step in the right direction. It's what I like to see. Yes. Most of you can keep your heads. However, there is one person earlier who made a comment about my height. And that I'm not so keen about. He may disappear at some point. He may be the next one on the cookie sheet. But that's all right. That's all right. For now, we're in good spirits. We're going to keep it that way. All right. That being said, let's get on over and do another sprint. Remember, as always, we are doing... Oh, hold up. Hold up. These imbeciles that I had set up this stream for me cannot be trusted. Bunch of idiots. Okay. I believe I've sorted out the issue. All right, everyone. Indeed, Christina. Indeed, it does. Yes, Ari, you see, this is the view from my study. And the point in having this, front and center for these sprints is that I want to be able to see Princess Fiona right the second that she crests one of those hills as she runs to me through the fields. And, if I see her coming, if I'm able to spot her, maybe I will jump out the window and run to her, and I can meet my love in the middle of a field as I've always pictured in my mind. I don't know what this is. I don't know what you're talking about. I am 6'2". All my subjects know this. I don't need to grow anymore. I have height enough for the whole kingdom. Yes, I'm not sure about this question, but maybe you've just never had the privilege of laying eyes on me in person, so you don't know. And, again, I'm going to try to give you all some grace. You're new to the life of royalty, or to the royal world. Thank you, Christina. Thank you. All right. Now, we must commence the next sprint. We have 25 minutes on the clock. I wish you all the best of luck. Be sure to bring those lines with you on the next break if you want to earn those gumdrops for Gingy. Here we go. All right. My royal subjects. Do you have some sentences for me? Was that sprint a successful one for you? I eagerly await your submissions. And remember, if they meet my royal standards, you will earn some icing for Gingy and potentially bring him back to life. Also, I do see some wonderful comments in the chat. Thank you for that. I always appreciate the affection of my subjects. Let's see. Okay, I believe Beth has submitted a sentence here. Let's take a look, everyone. My curiosity was insatiable, my ambition unquenchable. I was not content with merely learning the secrets of nature. I yearned to master them, to bend them to my will. Oh, I do like bending things to my will. Man, I would say for that, I may even give two pieces of icing, just for the sentiment alone. Let's see. Well, we shall give 2. The gumdrop buttons. Well earned. Well earned, Beth. Okay, let's see if anyone else has a sentence for me. Yes, that is my finest music that Duloc has to offer. Nothing but the best for my royal writing group. You know. Ah, Sarita. You come to me empty-handed? Tisk tisk. Tired up my dog, which I think should order some icing. Nope, no icing for dogs. I'm sorry, Nikki. I'm sorry. No icing for dogs. Bring me a sentence, and then we'll talk. Just made it back to my domicile. I shall endeavor to write a fitting tribute on the next sprint. Okay. Okay, Margot. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Do we peasants get to eat the gingerbread man for sustenance? If you so choose. I got what I needed out of him in last night's interrogation. So, you know, Ari, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. That's why you're a friend of the royal family and you get invited over for game nights. This is why. Halfway through the scene, I'm editing. Okay. Thank you, Christina. I'm a monster. You're the one that was in the chat spreading lies about my height, Ian. Okay, Annie submitted a sentence. Let's see here. Kemra, apologies if I'm not saying that word correctly. Kemra could smell the fresh scent of paper, and she could hear the rustling of pages in her head. Even while standing at the entrance, she could imagine herself getting lost between the worlds. Ooh. This is a good one, Annie. This is solid. This is a solid submission for His Royal Highness. Okay. I think that one deserves... We shall give him the waistband for that. That was well deserved, Annie. That was well deserved. You know what? We may even give... You know what? We're going to give 2 for that. Because that one really was quite solid. Yes, let's give 2. I think it is deserving. And he just got Gingy's leg back. Sure he appreciates that. Of course, you're very welcome, Beth. Yes, the gumdrop buttons. Oh, Heather submitted a line. Okay. She was not a lucky woman. She never had been and never would be. She was once a well-behaved woman, but that all ended the day she lit that car on fire. Okay, I'm not sure what a car is, but I love the idea of setting something on fire. We love the chaos here in my castle. So, yes, that is well deserved. Well deserved. You know what? We're actually going to give that one 2. I can't keep giving 2, but I just love the chaos in that one. Miley has a submission. What do you think could really happen? Fairies are immortal. Nanzi. Oh, wait. Let me try that again. What do you think could really happen? Fairies are immortal, Nanzi. And besides that, they're obsessed with their achievements. She has all the time in the world and not a moment to spare for distractions like a lovesick human. Thanks. That makes me feel so much better. Glad I could help. Absolutely worthy of some icing. There we go. Well done, Miley. Much appreciated. Okay. Milkshake submitted a sentence with some context here. Hey guys, for context, main character sees the future and is dancing with rival at a ball. Okay. A royal ball. Is it a royal ball? We love that. I'm just trying to warn you. You called my name. So the liar says I was in a cage, and of all people, I called for last name, redacted, probably you called for first name. Okay, I think we're going to give this one to Milkshake. Well done, well done. Now, I'm going to do Christina's sentence, and then I believe that is the last one I will take before we go into the next sprint. Okay? So this will be my last sentence for this, and then we'll go into the next sprint, because as I said, I have other royal engagements to get to after this live stream, so I do want to make sure to stay on a tight schedule. I appreciate your understanding. Christina, is that so? Let me share a critique then. His voice deepens. Don't let the power corrupt you so quickly. At least attempt to fight it back. He looks around at the counselors and addresses them. I've told you all, her being made public was a mistake. He brings his eyes back on me. She's a stunted child, no proper upbringing. Can you imagine not having a proper upbringing and turning into a spoiled, bratty, stunted child? I sure can't. I sure can't. Wonderful, wonderful sentence, Christina. We shall give Gingy another piece back. Now, as I said, no more sentences until the next break. Okay? But I do appreciate all the kind comments. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the next sprint. All right. Let's get back over here. Ignore the music. I'm sorry. Like I said, these idiots that I had set this up, these henchmen, it's so hard to find, you know, good employees these days. I tell you. So hard. Okay. All right, everyone. That being said, I have 25 minutes on the clock now. The next sprint will be our last one. So I expect the best line so far, and that bar is high, but I expect the best line so far on this next break if you want to save Gingy. Okay? You've been warned. All right, 25 minutes are on the clock. Here we go. right. We're gonna head over to Gingy one last time. I hope you all have some spectacular, magnificent sentences to share with me, as my standards are going to be very high on this last one. We are so close to getting Dear Gingy back in one piece. If you would like to contribute to his revival, share a sentence, try and impress me, I'll see what I can do. Also, just saying, another friend of the royal family has arrived. Welcome, Hannah. Okay, Beth has submitted a sentence here. Let's see. The club was buzzing with energy as I made my way through the crowd, my eyes fixated on Marcus. He was in his usual spot, a beautiful woman on his lap, but I was determined to take her place. Spicy Beth. The Lord liketh. The Lord liketh. All right. That definitely deserves a bit of icing. There we go. As I said, my standards will be higher this round. I'm not going to give any doubles, but that was wonderful, Beth. Thank you very much. Let's see. My harpsichord runneth over. Nice. Nice. Okay. Oh, here we go. Wiley has a submission. They gave her a small smile, but it isn't one of hope. It's the kind of smile you give when someone says something with the kindest intentions that you know cannot hold up to reality. Wow. I've never experienced that kind of kindness. I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but if you're writing about it, it must exist somewhere. We are in a land full of fairy tales, so I suppose that sort of kindness can exist. And if it doesn't, you know what? Extra points for imagination. Let's go ahead and give Gingy a bandage here. That was well earned, Miley. Well earned. All right. We have 3 pieces of icing left, and then Gingy will be fully revitalized. Okay, let's see. Oh, Margot submitted a sentence. Maybe that is what everyone else thinks when they leave too, that they are just in the way, disrupting nature. What does that mean about my natural state? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anything about being in the way, especially not between 2 people in love. I wouldn't know anything about that. Don't know what that feels like, but love the sentence, Margot. It is well written. It is beautiful. So that will earn Gingy a bandage. Okay. Oh, Life with Nikki. We have a submission from Life with Nikki. Okay. I swore to myself that I would never mix whiskey and fairy wine as I walked into the precinct, rubbing my temples as the fluorescent lights tore into my increasing headache. Wow. I really like this. I also really like the idea of fairy wine. I need to get my procurers on this toot sweet with haste immediately, because I must know what fairy wine tastes like. Let's see. Nikki, that's going to give Gingy a bandage. For sure, for sure. Well earned. Yes, Hannah hath arrived to the function. Yes, yes, we love to see it. So we need one more line. Let's see. Oh, okay. With no sentence for thee. Hannah, I trust that next time you're invited to a royal function, you will not arrive empty-handed. I'll let it slide this time. You're a close friend of the royal family, as I said about Ari earlier. You do join me for game night quite often and that sort of thing, so we'll let it pass this time. Much appreciated. Okay, we have a sentence from Allie. Here we go, people. The final countdown. How ironic that it graced his skin next to the scars that she healed. It was only flesh, and he was certain that whatever it was that sank deep beneath his skin could be purged. Wow. Allie. This is great. This is wonderful. But is it enough for Gingy's final piece of icing? The Lord saith it is. Here we go. Gingy's final piece of icing. You did it. You did it. You all met my challenge, and I must admit, performed quite admirably. I'm very impressed. Now, if there are any other last lines, the Lord would still love to hear them. So I'm going to go ahead and take a minute. We're going to read through a few and just enjoy any final submissions here. Let's see what we have. Also, hello, Laura. Hello. Nice to see you. I was having everyone share their favorite lines, their best lines. I only accept the best. Let's see. Indeed, yes. Sharing lines, the best lines. The best lines for your Lord. Okay, Laura submitted. Yes, this was about Nikki's submission. It was wonderful. Okay. Let's see. My apologies, friends. I do not live stream very often. Your Lord is quite busy. Don't get to do this very often, but certainly enjoying it. Might have to come again and do this again sometime. We'll see. Okay, Laura says, my first bit I wrote tonight. The sun withheld its face in a veil of clouds. Long shadows cast upon the grass leading up to the school's main building. February's chill spun frost patterns upon the glass windows all the way up the tower. The sounds of fluttering academic gown sleeves and crunching grass under shoes we caught in the breeze, distorting like the smoke of incense around me. Wow. Laura, I can tell you that would have earned icing had Gingy not been fully brought back to life at this point. That would have absolutely earned some icing. That was very impressive. Very impressive. No, we do not play here. That's actually against the law in Duloc. Singing is about as close as we come. And even that I've outsourced to machinery. So, or puppets, if you will. I'm not really sure how they engineer that. Yes, yes, everybody's so happy for Gingy. Go, Gingy. I thank thee for your kindness. I shall live to see a new day. Yes, yes. You know, my empathy knows no bounds. What can I say? This is why they made me Lord, obviously. I'm an extremely giving man, you know? It's what it is. It's what I do. You know, I did not anticipate Gingy needing extra icing. Had I, yes, Laura's line would have absolutely given Gingy some extra icing. But he's lucky to have the icing he gets, you know? This guy was foot of fishes, okay? After last night's interrogation. Y'all brought him back. He will be grateful enough as is. You're very welcome, Heather. Thank you for joining my royal writing group today. Nothing appropriate. Yes. Maybe I will invite you all to an after hours writing group at some point to share some other sentences. That might be kind of fun sometime. But I have some friends that are going to do that. Saoirse and I believe Tia, who are also friends of the family, of the royal family. I believe they have something for you if you have some inappropriate content to share. Wink, wink. He is saved. Yes, he is. I appreciate your effort, Christina, for sure. Yes. More candy on Gingy. I wish, maybe we'll do this again sometime. And we can put some more candy on Gingy, You and Lady Black should hook up, my lord. She live streams all the time. I do hear of this. Maybe she'll let me take over a stream sometime and come back on. That could be, well, she won't let me. I'll order her. But same thing. I will consider it, Ian. Question, where does Duloc get its toilet paper from? Good question. I wouldn't know. I have my underlings, my henchmen, get that for me. They actually wipe my butt for me too. So the service here is top notch, start to finish. So apologies, Laura. I wouldn't know. Question, how did you move on from Fiona? I have not moved on from Fiona. Fiona, I am currently awaiting her arrival. This is why we actually had the view over here out my window in my study. So I am still awaiting her arrival. I have not moved on yet. I understand why this is a question because she's taking so long to get here and I have so many potential suitors that, one might wonder why wait for that redheaded wench when I could just go and have any other princess that I please. It's a valid question, but I've committed at this point. We're going to see it through. Okay? We're going to see it through. Miley asks, do you think Prince Charming... Miley asks, do you think Prince Charming is more handsome than you? Absolutely not. And I'll tell you why. Way too buff, first of all. The chicks don't like that. In my experience, they don't like it. But the big thing, I gotta tell you, he's obsessed with his hair. Okay? He's obsessed with his hair. But he has not mastered the toss like your lord. Like your lordship. Ready? I'm gonna show you how it's done, okay? Prince Charming, he does like one side and then the other. He does it in slow-mo. No, that's not how you do it. Ready? That's a 10 out of 10 toss. Okay? Prince Charming, if you're watching, take notes. These are very pressing questions. I didn't realize that I was doing interviews tonight, but, I try to give the people what they want. My people. Obviously my top priority. I am going to fly through these a little bit faster now just because we do have to wrap up as another friend of the royal family, Sarita, will be doing a stream pretty soon here. So in summary, which I just have to say, I just love all the comments. You all have been wonderful. But in summary, I do want to say a friend of mine, Gru, who you may have heard of, may or may not have heard of, he will be hosting a stream tomorrow night. And he asked me to promote it for him because poor guy has the social skills of a slug. Okay, so obviously he came to me and he said, hey, Lord Farquaad, buddy, can you promote my stream tomorrow night at the end of your stream? And I said, you know what? Sure, I'll help out. I'll help you out. So anyways, this is me telling you, if you enjoyed this stream, maybe toss the guy a bone and go check out Gru's stream tomorrow night. Since, you had so much fun. Just help the guy out. Poor thing. Can't catch a break, So be sure to check that out. Otherwise, also, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to support all the great work that I'm doing here in Duloc. All right. I'm trying to put in a water park downtown. And, if I could get some more traction online, I think maybe we could make it happen. So, yeah. If you care, do it for the kids, do it for the water park. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe so I can get one put in downtown. And, yeah. That being said, thank you all for your time. And I'll see you around Duloc. Maybe delivering my toilet paper sometime. You never know. Otherwise, have a great night. Goodbye, peasants.